Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shahirah. Today I want to present about the abstract of the project. This report provides an overview of the Bhopal gas disaster which occurred at the Union Carbide pesticide production plant in India. A large amount of methyl isocyanate (MIC) was released from tank 610 within the facility. A failure to safety and alarm system allowed the gas cloud to spread and kill thousands of people, resulting in one historic chemical accident. The objective for this study are to know the factors that lead to the Bhopal gas tragedy that happened in India. Second, identify the control measures that can be made to prevent the incident from happening in future. And lastly, studying about the danger of the chemical gas exposed and identifying the effect on human and the environment. For the control measure, the management must conduct a hazard analysis at the factory to make sure that all the safety were cared for. Train all the employees with hazard education and safety awareness, and lastly, always do the maintenance to all the equipment at the workplace to avoid the instrument being damaged, and always check the chemical substance condition. Okay, for the introduction, Bhopal disaster chemical leak in 1984 in the city of Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh state, India. At the time, it was caused the worst industrial accident in history. On December 3, 1984, about 45 tons of the dangerous gas methyl isocyanate escaped from an Instructor plant that was owned by the Indian subsidiary of the American firm Union Carbide Corporation. The gas drifted over the densely populated neighborhood around the plant, killing thousands of people immediately and creating a panic as tens of thousands of those attempt to flee Bhopal. The final death toll was estimated to between 50,000 and 20,000 people. A number of pipelines connecting to personal systems to the scrambled through the MIC through tanks that had been cleaned up by the MIC plant supervisor. The slip bomb, a solid disc, must be inserted into the pipe above the water washing input by the maintenance division. The slip bin was not put, however, the MIC unit personnel was unaware that installing this slip blender is a necessary safety step. For the possible hazard that occur the accident are large release of chemical from the plant, release of colorless, odorless MIC which is highly toxic, and heavily populated areas adjacent to the plant.
Hi, my name is Shahirah and I'm going to present about accident report. Workplace that we choose is Instructor plant in Bhopal, India. A chemical leak accident happened at this plant on 3rd December 1984. This accident showed for about 45 tons of mild isocyanate MIC were released from the plant, and it was exposed to all over the neighborhood around the plant. MIC was a major component used for the production of pesticide at this factory, and it was an odorless and colorless toxic gas that easily evaporates at room temperature. The leakage accident started to happen around 8 to 9 p.m. on 2nd December 1984 when a series of pipelines connected with the post-chain system to the scrubber through the MIC storage tank had to be cleaned up by the MIC plant supervisor. The slip bind must be inserted into the pipe above the water washing inlet, but the maintenance department is not installed, and one of the bleeder valve was blocked up and no water came out, but still the water washing continued. The pressure in the gauge connected to the tank had risen after an hour, and the operator noticed and ignored the difference because it was still in the range normal. The operator did not monitor the tank temperature. After several investigations, the detected possible cause in this accident are the safety management was poor at the plant and the poor emergency management procedure. The main error in this case is the worker in the industry were instructed to clean the pipeline with the water without putting slip line isolation plate. Washing is typically performed after insert a slip line near the valve to isolate the rest of the system to ensure a safety working environment. The plant has a bad structure design such as the storage system were designed to handle 5 tons of material per day, but during the accident, 55 tons of MIC were stored. Large-scale storage without a proper safety system was a serious mistake. In addition, the safety system and valve are mostly in a poor condition and do not function. The MIC storage tank temperature sensor failed to work and no recorded data was in the log sheet for a long time. Thus, the operator take too much time to detect the entry of water into the MIC tank and its reaction. Most of the employer did not give proper training to use the equipment and the factory maintenance cost was cut to lower the production cost. Some recommendation. First, provide information about MIC and other chemicals used in the factory to ensure the public health and keep their risk in perspective. Second, the management system and government should provide and order all the workers and people nearby of the plant to practice emergency plans. Third, give proper training to all the supervisor, technician, operator, and other workers, particularly in the area of safety and equipment handling. Fourth, train operator to be aware of any unusual reading or change and ensure all the data is recorded in the log sheet. Fifth, create new SOP in the factory with help and according to OSHA 1994 and FMA 1987.
Hi, my name is Binti and now I want to present about the impact or consequences of the accidents toward society. First is death rates. The total number of death bodies received in the aftermath of the disaster in December 1984 was 837. After 1 week, the death rates among the more than 200,000 people exposed to the gas exceed 2,500. The Departments of the Relief and Rehabilitation Governments of Madhya Pradesh put the death toll at 3,598 in November 1989, and by 1994, the statistic has continued to rise to 6,000. Second is health effect. The methyl isogenic exposure causes serious eyes irritations and blindness. The most common symptoms were burning sensations in the eyes and throat, as well as difficult breathing. It has also caused respiratory disease such as chronic bronchitis and emphysema, ophthalmic problems such as chronic conjunctivitis and early cataract, neurological disorders such as memory and motor skills, psychiatric problems of various types, including varying degrees of anxiety and depressions, musculoskeletal problems, and gynecological problems among victims. According to estimates, children born in Bhopal after the accidents have twice the risk of dying as children born in other areas. The impact of the accidents toward environments firstly is groundwater contaminations. The water supply in Bhopal is highly polluted with highly toxic chemical due to the abandoned Union Carbide factory, the site of the 1984 Bhopal gas disaster. Water leaching through toxic waste submerged on the factory site and leakage from solar water sources located just outside the factory site are causing the contaminations. Lastly is air pollution. The Bhopal gas tragedy resulted in the world's single worst air pollution tragedy, claiming 2,500 lives according to official sources, but non-governmental sources put the figure much higher.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, my name is Muhammad Muaz bin Junaidi and I will continue indispensable element at both the technical and managerial levels. Perhaps it is too late as the research for who was behind such as tragedy, as the balance of power between the poor laborers and the major multinationals will just curve another chapter into our book of human misery. Nevertheless, it is crucial to analyze the tragedy and try to overcome all the failures that led to it. Something the chemical industry has successfully managed to achieve over the past decade. Okay, as we could say, a small leak was detected when some water remains from the washing process entering the tank. This leak should have been handled by either the safety system or any trained worker, both which the plant had at that time. Panicking workers that decide to wash it off by adding more water into the tank, resulting in the tragedy. Other chemicals like chloroform and rusted iron from the piping network were reported to have played a role in aggravating the reaction, but no real effect was made. It further investigate the chemistry. After realizing the gravity of what they have done, the workers the cover up of each other.